Okay. So I had left with a thought for you to think, okay, as to how is this lean manufacturing or this lean system, how is it related to HR, or does HR play any role in this particular lean system? Okay, anybody can just unmute yourself and you can ask. Sorry, you can
Sir,
give the answer. Yeah, Rohin.
is sir, HR is a sir, HR is a lengthy process. Sir. It has many
You're
principles
not
and
audible,
practices. Sir.
Rohin.
So with the utilizing of these,
Rohin, you're not audible.
sir, with this utilizing of clean man, not audible, sir.
Yeah, can you speak a bit loudly?
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, HR, in HR, sir, we have lengthy practices and principles, sir. With the use of this lean manufacturing, sir, it helps the HR to identify the processes, sir, and it helps to develop the skills of the employees. And with the use of these characteristics, sir, the HR can help the creating the value for the customers, sir, like how operation can run smoothly, how we can identify the
Very
bottlenecks,
nice. Yes,
and to create the value and creating the culture in the organization, and we can make the continuous improvement in the organization, sir.
very true, very true. Nice, nice.
And with the use of these characteristics, sir, we can make the principle and practices in the smaller or in the what we can say complex processes will be there, we can make it simple, sir,
Very nice.
easy
Okay.
understandable.
Right, right, right. Nice. Okay, anybody else? Good. Anybody else?
So,
Yes, Mronali, go ahead.
so it helps in improving the employee performance.
Okay. So you're going the other way,
So
right? Other way around. Lean
then
manufacturing
also,
helps in improving the performance, is what you say.
so,
Rohin said the other way around, like employees take efforts to improve the production through lean manufacturing. But you are saying lean manufacturing, yes, you're also
they're
not wrong.
related
Yes, you're not wrong when,
than producing the cycle better than the previous one.
right, right. You're right. You're
So
right.
like
Like,
reducing the errors.
yes, yes. So efficiency of the employee also increases in the process, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very nice. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. See, uh, let me tell you this. Okay. Uh, when you read the characteristics, all those 12 characteristics that I had named, okay, when you read all those 12 characteristics, almost all, maybe 90% of the characteristics are employee oriented. Okay. When you talk about focused, who should be focused? The employee should be focused. Humble, who should be humble? Okay. Then collaboration, who should collaborate? The employees. Okay. Then when we talk about engaged, okay, it's about employee engagement. Okay. Then when we talk about proactiveness, it is the employees who need to be proactive, it is the human resource who need to be proactive. Okay. Then resilient or progressive or grateful, all these things primarily focus on employees. Okay. If employees are following this process properly, they are adhering to all the characteristics of lean manufacturing, then only this system of lean is successful. So it is employee driven, it is driven by human resource. Okay. So all your lean manufacturing processes or your entire quality management uh, practices is all driven by the employees. It's not only the technology will just support you, but it's up to the employees of the organization, it's up to the human resource of the organization to properly implement it and try to make it successful. Okay. And that is where HR and quality management comes, or they come together, or they are engaged over there. Okay. So are you clear when why we study lean manufacturing in HR, or especially in HR analytics? Because HR analytics also talks about improvement, HR analytics also talks about progress. Okay. HR analytics also talks about wastage of time, reducing waste of time, energy, resources. Okay. So and lean also speaks about the same thing. Okay. So that is how they are interrelated to each other. Okay. So are you clear with the connection between HR analytics and lean manufacturing? I'm sorry. Are you understanding? Are you clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay, great. Okay, so I'll just share the screen again and we'll start with the next part. Okay, I hope the screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's move to the next part, that is the principles of lean system. Okay, now very important when you talk about lean system, these are the principles that you need to follow to properly implement the lean system. Okay, the first one is called as define value. Okay, now this is a straight question to all of you. What is value? What according to you is value? What is value according to you? Yes.
Value means importance, sir. Worth.
Worth. Okay, fine. Anybody else? How do you say, okay, I'll make it very simple. How do you say that you have created value?
So brand
Yes, sir.
recognition,
Performance.
Performance, not really. Rohit, you said brand?
brand recognition,
Sorry, brand recognition? Rohit, you said?
Performance of an employee in the organization.
Sorry, who is this?
So the reason why the customer buys your product.
Very nice. Swapnil, you are 100% bullseye, right? Why do the customer buy that product? Or what is the value that the customer is ready to pay for that product? Is value. Am I right? Okay, when do you say you have created value? When the customer is ready to pay something for that, then you say it is of some value, right? If nobody is ready to pay anything for a particular product or a service, then that doesn't have value at all. That is not creating any value, right? So what is value? Value is the willingness, customer's willingness to pay is value. I hope I'm clear on that. Yes? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how do you understand this? How do you understand what do the customers want, or how do you understand what is the real value to a particular product or a service? How do you come to know? What are the various techniques and tools or procedures that you can adopt and come to know what do the customers want? Guys, please quickly answer, because this is very general in nature.
So analytics.
Analytics. Okay, see, do not restrict yourself to only this particular subject, Murali. Okay, I hope you've done the Diwali market last year. Everybody has done Diwali market in the last year.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, and that is where you have followed the lean system in some of the cases. Okay, you tried to create value to the customers. Now how did you create it? How did you create value to the customers from your own products, from your own stores? Imagine what you did in that on those 2 days or one day, whatever your Diwali market was for. And what did you achieve? How did you achieve that? How did you create value to the customers? Try to imagine. Please, I'll give you 2 minutes time. Try to relate the Diwali market to this value creation and tell me how did you create value? How did you come to know that this is what will create value, or this is what is the customer willing to pay? Just
So
take one
providing
minute
quality
time.
products.
Take 1 minute time, Nunali. Don't be in a hurry to answer. I'll give you chance to answer. Take a minute's time. Imagine what happened on those 2 days of Diwali market. What all you did, provided you were involved in the activity. Okay, what all you did, what all decisions you took, and how successful were you in creating value to the customers? Okay, so 1 minute. Just think, and then one by one you can start answering. Okay, I'll stop the sharing for meanwhile. Okay, so that you can come in the video mode and answer.
finding out what is the demand. For example,
Yes.
in Diwali days, there
Swapnil,
are
Swapnil. First of all, let me understand what was the product which you were selling.
yes.
What
Hello.
products were you selling that day?
So shave and all, shave
Okay,
then agarbattis.
right. Okay, okay. So, what all decisions you took, or how did you say? How do you say that you created value to the customers?
Because those were the Diwali days, and that time diyas
Swapnil,
then
can you come in
shaves
the video
are
mode,
in
please,
more
and then
demand.
answer? Can you come in the video mode and answer, please? Yes, Swapnil.
Hello.
Yeah.
So those days in Diwali market there was demand for diyas and shaves and all. So we found out what was the demand first, and later on we provided it.
Okay. So did you make any improvisations in your selling? Did you change the price, or did you change the quantity, or did you change anything because you felt ki, no, this is not working and this is what is going to work?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you give that
Especially in
example?
the end of the day when sold that time.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. So next day you made some improvisations in your selling strategies.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Whatever
Okay.
products were more in demand, uh, we were increasing the prices a little bit.
Okay. Okay. So you try to increase the price and increase your profitability because you felt that that is creating more value, or people are willing to pay more for that particular product, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Somebody else from other teams? I want a variety of answers from different teams because everybody was involved and everybody has taken different decisions. Correct or wrong, fail or success doesn't matter, but you have taken decisions and you have followed part of lean manufacturing or lean system when you were doing that. Okay, anybody else? Swapnil, you are from which team?
Vijayanagar.
Vichayanagar. Okay, so apart from Vichayanagar, other teams, Chalukyas, Hoysalas, Mauryas, Nunali.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are from which team? Chalukyas
The
or
Kadambas.
Hoysalas?
Kadambas.
Kadambas.
So
Okay,
Kadambas.
Kadambas.
So providing the quality products,
Okay.
so and in a reasonable price.
No, no, don't give me a general answer, Nunali. What all you did during the Diwali market?
So like we saw the demand of the
Okay, what was the
like
product that you were supposed to sell?
so Shankar Pai.
Okay, okay,
So we did that everyone in the home they'll be doing the sweet one.
right.
No one will do the like spicy one. So we've made in home like spicy Shankar pies and we sell it, sir. So
Okay,
first day it was like good sell, but second day we did the marketing in all departments.
okay,
Like we personally went and we like gave the samples and we sold it.
okay. Nice.
So,
Okay, so
so
you
that's
followed the third wave, right? Let the people know,
yes,
right?
yes, sir.
Okay, okay, great. So, were you able to sell it in on the second day?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so were you able to create value for the customers?
Yes, sir. Till extend,
The
yes, sir.
customers were willing to pay, or
Yes,
they
sir.
bargained?
So like spicy one, the spicy Shankar pies were going very fast, sir.
Okay, nice. Okay, Kadamba is done, then Chalukyas, I guess. No, no, sorry. Vijayanagara is done. Okay, Chalukya, Ayman. Guys, quickly, I need to complete I need to start the next part. Okay, Zora, you were involved into the Diwali market, so please,
Yes, sir.
yes.
Sir, my team is Vijayanagar, but
Okay,
I'll
so it's
say still I'll say.
Yeah, she has already done. So thank you. You saved. But you did sell chocolates apart from those other things, right? So can you just
Yes,
focus
chocolate,
on,
Maggie,
yeah,
everything, sir. जो था
yeah.
वो सब देता है.
So can you just tell us something about that and how did you create value to the customers? And what did
Sir,
you do in your
actually,
strategies?
Sir, actually, everybody knew that my chocolates are good. So I told everyone that I'm making chocolates, I'm making chocolates. So that itself added value. So how much expensive it was, whatever it was, people came, people bought it, and they were very much in demand. And it got over fast also. So I was like, chocolates were there, but still I was telling, see, chocolates are getting over fast. Okay, come and take, come and take. So people actually came and they took. And with that, I made those baskets also, which made the chocolates more attractive. So because of that, people bought it like with those baskets.
Okay, so you were able to sell those uh, decorative items at a higher cost than the chocolates, right? You tried to create value
Yes,
through decorating the uh, product.
the chocolates, the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great, great, great. Okay, thank you. Okay, Meghna.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Meghna, go ahead.
We had product of chaklis, like
Okay.
everyone will prepare the sweet dishes and vagera.
Uh-huh.
So just for the change, like we prepared, we got item of chakli,
Okay.
and there were varieties of chaklis like tomato, uh, and that round and just a sticks thing.
Uh-huh.
Everyone liked that. There was a demand. There was a huge demand for um, tomato chaklis which were bought from the Karwar. So like we were selling that product at quite high price,
Okay. So
which
basically,
created
Meghna,
demand for
what
that.
I understand is you tried to create the value to the customers by providing something that is not available in Belgaum. You got it from Karwar so that it's readily available in Belgaum and people bought it, right? And that is the reason why
Yes,
you
sir.
charged higher price also for it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yes, very nice, very nice. Okay, I still remember there was one stall who was selling bhel also. Which one was that? Somebody was selling
Dampad.
bhel.
MB Patil sirs.
Uh, is there anyone from his team here present? Anyone? Mronali, do you remember who was doing it?
Sir Hampan Gowda.
So it was Hampan Gowda.
Hampan Gowda, and there were two, three people who were doing it.
Rang, Sir Rangoli, Akhila and
Tejaswini,
all.
Tejaswini, were you a part of
No, no, it was not me.
Tejaswini?
Yes, sir, I was.
Mm, okay, fine. Okay, that is also value creation, guys. If you remember, okay, if you understand that, okay, you were selling something which they can go home and they can eat because you were selling in quantities. Okay, you're not selling like 5 rupees a plate and all those things. You are selling in half kgs or 250 grams and 500 grams or 750 grams or 1 kg. Okay, there were two stalls which I remember, if I'm not wrong. One was a stall which was selling charts, and another was a stall which was selling bhel. Right, these were the two stalls which were doing that, and one stall I still remember. Okay, they were into mehendi, drawing of mehendi on the hands. Okay, so this was something that again created value because see, there are students in the campus, there are faculties in the campus. Okay, and they, yes, they feel hungry or they want to eat something on the spot. Okay, so that trigger that might have triggered students to go ahead with something which they can feed them there itself. Okay, so this bhel or chaat stores or mehendi stores, because it was festival season and people, especially ladies, would like to have mehendi on their hands while going home. Okay, because after that it was vacation which was starting, and definitely, so it was a nice thought to create value to the customers. Okay, so because when you think about all these things, you have to go to a particular place and do it, but here it was readily available at one single place, one shop stop. one-stop shop, right? So everything was available and they could purchase something for their for the festival also in quantities for their families. Everything was done, and this is how you created value. And I think yes, that market was successful. People made profits out of it. It was not that you made losses and all those things. Everybody made profits out of it. So it was successful. You were able to, everybody together were able to create value to the customers. Okay, so that is what creating value talks about. Okay, so are you clear with creating value to the customers? Yes.
Yes,
Great.
sir.
Yes, great. Okay, so let's continue with the next part. Okay, where did it go? Okay. So, yes, I was into the principles of lean manufacturing. Okay, so the first principle is define value. So you try to define value as what the customers want or what the customers are willing to pay. That is what value was for you. Okay, and you did it through your own surveys. Maybe you spoke to the customers, you tried to find out what would be the appropriate price. Okay, you spoke to the vendors. Okay, you spoke to different people and tried to find out what would be the accurate, what would be the exact price that we can charge and we can make profits from this particular product. Okay, and that is what defining value is. So you try to define value on the basis of what the customers were willing to pay. Second one is map the value stream. Okay, now once you know what is value, you have to map it. Now when you say mapping it, okay, there are two things that come across. Okay, value added activities, non value added activities. Okay, so when you map the value, you are focusing on basically creating value to the customers. So when you say non valued activities but they are necessary, okay, there are two things that happens here. There are some activities which are non value added but necessary, and there are some activities which are non value added and not necessary. So what do you do? The second one, that is non value added and are not necessary, you try to avoid them, you try to remove them off. Those activities are reduced, those activities are basically eliminated, completely removed, right? But the activities which are non value added but are necessary, these activities are necessary but they are not adding any value, you cannot eliminate those activities, you can reduce those activities. Okay, you can control those activities. So that is how you map the value stream. Okay, you want to achieve the value and this is how you map it. So you try to find out, you are try to identify which are the activities which are adding value, which are the activities which are not adding value. So if they are not adding value, are they necessary or they are not necessary? If they are necessary, reduce them, because they are necessary but they are not adding value, so reduce them. They are not adding value but they are not necessary, or also eliminate them. So this is how you map your value. Okay, next one is create the flow. Now once you have removed the activities which are not necessary, there is a flow in your process. Okay, you know what you are supposed to do. You do only the activities which are adding value, which are necessary, which are adding value. So there is a proper flow in your process and that helps you in achieving that objective. Okay, so that is what creating a flow is. Okay, so first is what is value, then you map it, try to find out the activities which are important, which are necessary, which are not necessary, which are adding value, which are not adding value, that is mapping. Then eliminate the activities which are not value added and which are not necessary, and then there is a proper flow which is created. So create that flow of activities, to create the flow of processes which are adding value. Okay, so creating a flow, that is the third principle. Fourth principle is establish pull. Okay, as I said, your entire lean production system speaks about pull production rather than push. Okay, now what is this pull is, when you talk about pull, there is no stock, there is not even a single stock, because most wastage thing in a supply chain is stock. Okay, so what happens here is you produce only when it is required, you do not keep stock, you produce only when it is required. So when it is required, when the customer demands for it, there is a pull, you start producing it. Okay, So when you start producing it, you start procuring the material. So there is no stock at all. Material comes, go into the production process, goods are produced, directly goes to the customers. There is no stocking here. You are not keeping any inventories over here. So that is what establishing pull is. So you try to establish pull. That is another principle of lean system. No stock, okay, is a principle of lean system. That is what established pull stock talks about. And then is pursue perfection. Okay, lean manufacturing talks about kaizen, continuous improvement. Okay, now why do you need to improve continuously? Because you want to reach perfection, you want to achieve perfection. How can you achieve perfection? By continuously improving yourself. Okay, that is another principle of lean system. That is, you go on continuously improving your processes and your procedures, so that at one particular time in future you attain that perfection. Okay, so that is all about your principles of lean system. Any doubts in any of these 5 principles? Feel free to ask that question if there is any doubt in any of these 5 principles. If you are clear, then give a thumbs up so that I can continue with the next part. Everybody is clear with all these 5 principles? That is defining the value. You should know what is the value, mapping the value, understanding what are the activities involved, what are good, what are necessary, what are not necessary, what are adding value, what are not adding value. Then you create a flow by avoiding the unnecessary activities or the non-value added activities. Then establishing a pull, produce only when it is required, no stocking. And last one is pursue perfection by continuously improving your processes. So are you clear with all these 5 principles of lean system? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great,
Yes,
great.
sir.
Okay, so I'll just continue with the next part. That is challenges now. Okay, HR challenges in lean system. Now, lean is good, everything is fine, okay, you are happy, okay, and whenever you start a business, you talk about lean manufacturing now. You want to produce something on the basis of lean manufacturing. Very nice, okay, but there are certain challenges. It's not so easy to attain lean system. What are the challenges? Especially what are the HR challenges? First one is resistance. Now, what do I mean by resistance here? What is resistance? Guys, what is resistance?
So limitations.
Okay, limitations, okay. Or
Stay connected.
no, not at all. Not at all. It's not stay connected. Resistance. Anyone else? What is resistance? Okay, who is this?
A barrier,
A barrier, maybe yes, it can be a barrier.
a barrier beyond which going is difficult.
Opposed to something, very nice, Tejaswini. Opposed to something, yes. Okay, a barrier, opposed to something, yes. Resistance is basically not willing to do some things. You are not willing to change. Resistance to change. I don't want to change. That is resistance to change. Okay, so you are basically trying to avoid things, you try to oppose things. Okay, that is what resistance talks about. So whenever there is a lean system which is whenever you go for implementation of a lean system, the most important challenge that you need to face is resistance from the employees, because there are lots of changes that are going to happen in the organization. The processes are going to change, the procedures are going to change. Okay, maybe the way you work is going to change, everything is going to change. Okay, and whenever there is change, there is resistance. So always there is a resistance to change from the employees when you are implementing a lean system, because they don't want to change. They want to, their work is going on smoothly. According to them, whatever they are doing, it's going on very smoothly. Why do you need to change if it is going smoothly? Okay, that is what the question is. So they resist changes, and that is the biggest challenge that any organization faces when they want to implement a lean system. Okay, second one is cost. Definitely the cost is going to increase, because when you implement a lean system, there are lots of procedural changes that happens, there are lots of new systems that have to be implemented, training has to be provided to the employees. Okay, new technologies have to be purchased, new methods have to be adopted, everything is new now. Okay, so when this happens, the cost is definitely going to increase, so you're going to increase more cost. That is another challenge. Third one is more investment on labor, right? Investment in the other way you can say outlays also. Okay, now more investment on labor is because the entire lean system depends on the laborers. Okay, so the frontline laborers who are working on the machines, they have to be properly trained, they have to be given proper facilities, they have to be properly given proper appraisals, okay, so that they work efficiently. So your investment in labor increases. That is another challenge in lean system. So these are some of the challenges that you face when you go ahead with a lean system, or when you go ahead to implement a lean system in your organization. That is resistance to change, or people don't want to resist, or your employees don't want to change, so they resist to implementation of lean manufacturing, because there are lots of changes that is going to happen. Cost, because you need to have new technologies, new systems, new methods, new people in the organization, so the cost is going to increase. More investment in labor, because the laborer has to be trained, more laborers have to be hired, because you need to have a proper flow of your activities. Okay, so investment in labor also increases. So these are some of the challenges that any organization faces when they go for lean system. Any doubts in this particular slide of HR challenges in lean manufacturing or lean system? Yes, guys, are you clear with this lean manufacturing or HR challenges in lean manufacturing? If yes, give a thumbs up so that I can go ahead, because I don't know if it is because it's a weekend, you are resisting yourself from asking questions, or it's really clear as to what I'm speaking. So clear with HR challenges. I hope everybody's giving a thumbs up. So I hope you're clear with this. So let's move on to the last slide
The
for today.
second point, cost.
Sorry?
Second point, the cost.
Cost is basically, see, whenever you're implementing lean system, okay, you need to uh, invest on technologies, you need to invest on equipments, you need to invest on new methods, right? So all the things are going to change. You need to have more newer technologies, newer methods into your organization, which costs you. So definitely when you are implementing a lean system, your cost is going to increase. Okay, because see, when you talk about less time, wastage of time, okay, wastage of movements, okay, so you change the layouts. Whenever you are changing the layout, again there is investment involved, or there is cost involved in changing the layouts. New machines are implemented or installed, cost is involved over there. New methods are implemented, cost is involved. Process is changed, cost is involved. So everything revolves around cost. So your cost definitely is going to increase when you implement a lean system. Clear with that, Swapnil?
Yes, sir.
Okay, done. So I'll go to the last slide for today. That is problems in lean system. Okay, though those were the HR challenges. Now we are talking about problems that we face when we are again implementing lean system. One is supply chain problem. Okay, if you want to implement a lean system, your supply chain should be perfect. Your supply chain management should be uh, very good. Then only lean system will work successfully, because when you talk about lean system, you're talking about no stock. Okay, so when you say no stock, that means whenever you require material, it should be readily available, it should come immediately, right? So if there are problems in supply chain, then your goods don't come to you, and you face problems in production delays. When there is a production delay, yes, the customers are going to get their products uh, um, a bit later than what they were expecting, and you fail to create value to the customers because you have delayed your supply, or you delayed your delivery. Okay, so that is one thing that lean system faces, that is the problem of supply chain. Okay, second one is employee development. Yes, whenever there is a lean system, or whenever new system is adopted, let's say 5S or Kanban or Kaizen or Six Sigma, any of these systems are adopted, the people have to be trained, employee development has to be done. Okay, so basically there are no expertise, lack of expertise in this particular systems, and expertise have to be created, expertise have to be developed. Okay, that is another problem that lean system faces, that is lack of expertise in the field of lean system. Okay, people are not the employees who are working, they are not aware of lean system. You implement lean system, these employees have to be developed, their skills have to be developed, they have to be told what is lean system, what are they expected, what are the changes that are going to happen, and accordingly they have to be trained. So employee development again becomes a problem in lean system. Third one is cultural issues. Yes, whenever you're implementing lean system, your entire culture of working is going to change. Okay, the entire work culture changes because systems change, procedures change, processes change, technology changes. There are new employees in the organization, there are new people in the organization, everything changes. When these changes, cultural issues starts cropping up. People do not want to change. Okay, so there are cultural issues, and that is another problem. Technological challenges, people are not aware of the latest technologies, they are not trained on the latest technologies. Okay, but lean talks about getting new technologies and making and reducing waste, right? So technological challenges is another thing that that organization faces, or it's a problem with lean system, that there are no technical expertise which are already available in that organization. So that is another challenge. Last one is customer dissatisfaction problem. Because of the above four problems, that may lead to customer dissatisfaction. For example, supply chain is not proper, your goods arrive, the arrival of the goods are delayed, your production is delayed. When your production is delayed, your customers get the goods at a delayed time, and the customer is not satisfied. That leads to dissatisfaction amongst the customers. People are not trained. Okay, they go ahead with the process, they are not trained, quality is compromised. When the customers get goods of a lower quality, they are dissatisfied. So these are the problems that arises with the lean system. So if you want to implement the lean system in the right manner, these are the things that you need to work upon first. Your supply chain should be good, there should be employee development activities, the cultural issues have to be properly sorted out. So HR plays a very important role in sorting out these issues of cultural in nature. Technological challenges, yes, your employees should be properly trained on latest technologies, expertise have to be bought in to use the latest technologies. And when you do all these things, definitely the customers would be satisfied. And if any one of the above things goes wrong, definitely the customer is dissatisfied. Okay, so these are the problems with lean system. Fine. So are you clear with the HR challenges, the principles, the characteristics, as well as the problems in lean system? We are left with less than a minute, so the meeting would end at any time. So are you clear with all these things that we discussed today?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, I'll stop the screen now. Okay, tomorrow we'll study about, or the next class we'll study the lean Six Sigma. Okay, so far I hope you're clear with whatever I have dealt with lean. That is, what is lean manufacturing, what are the characteristics, okay, then what are the principles, what are the HR challenges, as well as what are the problems. I hope you're clear with all these 5 points, and I have given you 2 questions to be written, okay, which I expect you to complete by Monday. Okay, it is your first assignment, so I expect you to complete that assignment by Monday. Okay, so any questions, please ask, and the meeting will